Good evening and hi guys. Today we will be presenting about how COVID-19 could redesign our world. Before we start, I will introduce our team. The first one is Afiq Nofal, the second one is me, Faiz Shami, and the third one is Khairul Puan. So the three of us will explain how COVID-19 could design our world using the system thinking method. Without further ado, I will pass to Afiq to explain his part.
Thank you, Faiz. System thinking is a holistic approach to analysis that focuses on how the constituent pieces of a system are interconnected, as well as how the system works through time and in relation to the larger system. System thinking, which investigates system by separating them down into individual pieces, different from the traditional analysis. System behavior, according to system thinking, is the consequence of reinforcing and balancing process. System archetypes are a system's behavioral patterns. As a result, systems described by causality circles have a similar structure. Identifying a system archetype and determining the leverage allows for efficient system adjustment. The fact that no cause may change the past is a fundamental aspect of nature. Current causes do not alter previous consequences according to system archetypes. Choosing that system approach, we developed this figure from the article How COVID-19 Could Redesign Our World and pinpoint the main issue to find the long-term solution for it. So first, COVID-19 changes our lifestyle, such as we need to avoid crowds, maintain social distance and limit social gathering activities. This all leads to a new issue as it limits the seating places available for the people. We also need to redesign public places to maintain social distance. This gives us time to look at how we want the social to look like. For example, during the pandemic, the community will mostly spend their time at their place. This means having their online classes, online shopping, and some of them implement the work from home to reduce the exposure of COVID-19. Next issue is limited vaccine supply to the community, and this increases the risk of a new wave of COVID-19 infection. This is because how easy COVID-19 can spread to the vulnerable people, especially the unvaccinated one. So, due to the limited vaccination availability, the world need to ready against risk of a new wave that will lead to lockdown restriction. Because of vaccine limitation also, people need a sustainable solution that can heal people's mental health and restore a spirit of community. This is because people are getting stressed out, not being able to go out. The importance of trust can be seen during this era as the backbone of social and economic recovery, which result in the initiation of the conscientization and awareness campaign to fight against culture of suspicion and fear. Lastly, COVID-19 also led to new challenges. For example, some businesses are closing down, such as gyms, theatre and restaurant, and the operation hours have been limited during the pandemic phase. This caused the world and our own nation's economy to slow down. This has the highest effect to more bigger cities with high population density like Mumbai, India, as they have to manage more people during the pandemic phase. So, overall, this diagram shows how each and every point relates to each other and pinpoint the main issue to address to this article. These are the four main points that we obtain from the system approach. The main points include the declination of our economy, the limited seating places, the counseling session and awareness campaign, and the need of sustainable solution. We consider all these points as the main benefactor on this problem, as most of the arrows are pointing to them. So, from these main points, we consider the whole system and provide the best solution to ensure that all these problems can be solved in the long-term process. So, I will pass back to Faiz to explain his part.
So, thank you, Afiq. The first point is about limited seating places. As we know, COVID-19 can easily be spread through air, and we have to maintain safe distance from each other to avoid the risk of getting infected. So, this will result in limited spaces that can be used to feed all the people. So, from the diagram, we can see that the issue pointing to this are maintaining social distance, limited social gathering, and avoided crowded place, which leads to this limited space issue. So, the solution that we can think of is by utilizing outdoor space to fit more people while keeping a safe distance between them. Secondly, is the designers may have to think of an intuitive design for the building that can fit more people more efficient. And for a restaurant owner, they can plan the seating place to maximize and utilize the given space more efficiently. Last but not least is to ensure that the place is safe to be accessed by the people by frequently sanitize the area and make a schedule for the sanitization to reduce the risk of getting the virus. The stakeholder for this is the government and also the Ministry of Health as the advisor. Next is the counseling session and the awareness campaign. The issues that are pointing to this are to restore a spirit of community and to heal people's mental health. This is a good initiative, but the problem is people are afraid to approach to them, and some of them don't even know as they are not exposed to the community that well. Some also feel so distressed to even realize that this program is being held. So our first solution is to provide more advertisements to more media platforms to ensure that all the people are well informed and make them more accessible by providing links to reach to the helping organization. The advertisement can remind them that they are not alone and get the support from them. The second solution is we as a community has to reach out to them. This is important as people don't usually share their problems to anyone, and some does not even open up to share at all. This is why we have to reach out to them and find out if they are having any problems and support them in any way to lighten their burden. It is always small things that makes the difference. Last but not least, we need to spend more time to the person we love to release their tension and increase their emotional stability. The stakeholder for this solution is us, the community of people, and also the Ministry of Communication and Multimedia. So next, I will pass to Khairul Ikhwan for further details.
Thank you, Faiz. So now I will be presenting the economy country down. So economy country down is the third point that need to be discussed in this presentation. So during COVID-19, economy all around the world getting worse as the people afraid to go out. Day by day, death and cases increase during the pandemic because of the coronavirus. As example, Mumbai, India is one of the example country that have highest population in earth. They have limited operating hours. People that running business also need to temporarily close down because of this disease. This is because the government assigned them to close their shop so the virus cannot spread very easily across the country. The solution for this point, economic country down are: first, slowly reopen shop and domestic transport to the public guided with SOPs rules to start new fresh business during epidemic. Secondly is promote their business to boost their sale, especially online advertisement at media social, for example. So the stakeholder for this point is government and Ministry of Finance. Next. So for the next point is need sustainable solution. For this last point, which is have the highest priority among the four main point. This main point need to be achievable and effective for long-term usage. Three issues that are pointing to it are vaccine limitation, pose new challenges and risk of a new wave of infection. Scientists and researchers don't have enough time to produce vaccine to cover large population in every country. Then the COVID-19 might have new wave infection because of different variant of coronavirus such Alpha in United Kingdom, Beta in South Africa, Gamma variant in Brazil and Delta variant from India. Last but not least, the solution for this point are our country need to join force with other countries to get vaccine supply from developed vaccine countries such as United Kingdom and Russia. For example, in our country Malaysia, our government provide three types of vaccine supply such as AstraZeneca, Pfizer and Sinovac so that people can get protection from the virus. Our stakeholder in this point is government and Ministry of Health. Next, I will pass to Faiz.
Thank you, Cairo. So for the next slide, we'll start to compare how the difference between the system thinking and also the traditional method. So comparing how we obtain the solution for this issue are different between those systems. When we implement the system thinking, we often think as a whole, as we know the relation between all the issues and find the most appropriate solution to address the issue. Then, the system thinking also focus on the long-term solution rather than short-term in the traditional method. This is because for the figure, we can pinpoint the main issue of problems and categorize which solution is the best fit for the issue for long-term implementation. Then, using the system thinking method, we can find the pattern and make use of that information to find the solution to avoid getting the similar problem in the future. This does not apply to the traditional method. Last but not least, the system thinking method interact with other constituents of the system, as they can relate to the other issue, which can be the cause or the effect of the addressed issue. This support the first statement that we mentioned, that the system thinking think as a whole instead of just focusing on the specific problem only. So next, I will pass to Afiq for the conclusion.
As we can see from previous slides, we can conclude that the system way of thinking can provide us the issue and solutions to our main topic and relate them according to the problem and effect basis. So, system way of thinking is more systematic and effective to determine all the points need to be discussed. That's all from us. Thank you.